And then we had the dinner circle in the ring for a promo about the 10-man, what is it, Minneapolis street fight? The dreaded Minneapolis street fight. I'm not dreading a Minneapolis street fight unless Nord, Hawk, Animal, and Rude are in it. But anyway, they start talking, and then here comes the American Top Team music, and out comes Lambert and company, and he's got some of the biggest MMA names in the business behind him. And of course, Jericho gets the dipshit chant going. And then the people start chanting at Lambert, "Shut the fuck up." They don't like AEW being on national television, do they? Or they just don't care? Wait, which one do you think it is? The fans I'm talking about.
They probably aren't thinking about it being problematic, their chant. Probably ignorance.
Well, there's a reason for that, because nobody's told them, hey, don't say fuck, because it's going to get heat on us. When Sinclair started doing the Ring of Honor show, every night before the TV taping, I think you saw a time or two, I would go out, and that's when the Ring of Honor fans still listened to me before Sinclair's decision-making destroyed all my credibility. And I would say, hey, guys, we want you to have fun, yell, scream, cheer, boo, make noise, express yourself however you want, but don't say shit we can't say on TV. And they'd boo. I know, but we're going to have to post-produce it. You're going to overwork the TV crew that's already overworked. It's not their fault. We can't air profanity, and you might screw up your favorite wrestler's TV match. So just keep it as clean as you can. And they appreciated that because I was being honest with them. And for the most part, they kept it clean enough so that we could show it on television. You can't tell me, Brian, as a responsible person who's worked in a variety of businesses, is it out of the realm of possibility that one night a high-ranking Turner Network television executive turns on his network and hears people chanting, "Shut the fuck up," and it's live, so you can't really fucking do anything about it? The 7-second delay button, apparently nobody was on it. But it's hard to make that work anyway. Is it within the realm of possibility that executive might say, I don't want to hear fuck on my network, this low-class wrestling show?
I will say Tony Khan is someone who, if he went out there and asked the fans at the beginning of a taping to chill out with this stuff and did it in the right way, I'm sure they would listen to him. Also, there's a reason why they're chanting it during this segment. Because,
well, yeah.
Because this feud has been garbage, and Jericho gets lamer and lamer by the day, and I just don't think too many people want to see this. It just happens that it's in the middle of the show and it lasts way too long. Way too long.
Dan's material is getting old because now that everybody knows that it's not real, and he's admitted that, and I like Dan Lambert. I liked working with him down in TNA, and he's friends with Lashley, and I liked all those guys, but he's reciting it now. He's admitted that he only believes in part of the things he's saying because he's with AEW. That's the promo or the interview that he did with the website. They're seeing through it, and he's doing the same shit. It's not changing. He's falling into the comedy business too, and he's getting too fancy with his verbiage instead of being real. But it took quite a while to go through the records of all of his team members and their accomplishments and etc., so that the dinner circle could pick their opponents, which they picked Dos Santos, and you knew they were going to because Jericho's praised his debut. He's a natural. He might be a natural, but his debut was not Ronda Rousey's debut. And they picked Arlovsky, and Paige Van Zandt offered to be in it because she could take all 5 of them by herself, and then, Jericho will put it on your OnlyFans page. It was, with her husband there. Her husband's a shoot fighter, and he starts to step up and say something, and she says, I don't need a man to do my fighting for me, and he just shut right up. So he kind of... Anyway... They picked Dan Lambert to be the final member of the team, since he had said at the start of the interview that he was the number one member of American Top Team. And then he tried to get out of it, and it wasn't real believable when he tried to get out of it because we knew it was coming anyway because you could see it coming. And it is what it is. But
it's terrible. That's what it is. It's terrible.
If they put Lambert in the match, then I'm sure the AEW fans will enjoy seeing him get beat, which is probably what's going to happen. But it's a little, unless they're just finishing this particular thing up, I don't know how he retains his heat and comes back from getting beat in the 10-man, which is the only sane finish. So we'll see what happens.
And, we'll talk about the ratings briefly at the end, but the ratings keep going down, and I'm sorry, Jericho needs to be off TV for a while, and this Lambert thing isn't working, and no one's going to care about Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. And at this point, Jericho helps Hager, because no one gives a fuck about Hager, but Jericho's dragging down Sammy and Santana and Ortiz. And I just think this whole thing is terrible.
Santana and Ortiz have really stepped up and looked good, and they talk serious, and Ortiz is not doing the funny shtick anymore. But they're stuck in this as secondary characters in this, this fucking group thing that Jericho's got going on. So he has a bunch of flunkies around him, and especially Sammy, as you mentioned. Anyway, Tony Schiavone was with Dante Martin, Leo Rush, Matt Sydal, and Lee Moriarty, who was the long-running nemesis of Sherlock Holmes back when Lee was a professor. For all you Arthur Conan Doyle fans out there. So now Sydal and Moriarty want a tag match with Dante and Leo. And that's basically what this was. It was not a good promo, but Dante Martin almost smiled. And you could see across his face the glimmer of a thought on his blank palette that he calls a face.
I like this. This is to me one of the most intriguing things in AEW right now. The Leo Rush, Dante Martin, Matt Sydal feud. They have lots of lower card guys doing garbage stuff. I like Dante Martin. Matt Sydal ain't bad.
No.
And Leo Rush, like I said, Richie from The Last Dragon, grown up. He has the same vocal style as Richie from The Last Dragon, but Leo Rush is great as a heel. Again, we'll see him in the ring now for the first time since that Battle Royal where he retired after. But I've enjoyed, and maybe it's the morbid curiosity of where they're going with all this, but out of all the things on this show I have a problem with, I've enjoyed the weird Leo Rush, Dante Martin dynamic for the past few weeks.
Well,
better than the Jericho segments, better than the Jericho segments, better than the Super Elite segments. This has been good stuff.
Shorter is better.